It's going to cause First Division defences this season. It's one of the features of this goalkeeper that his distribution, whether kicking it or throwing it, is prodigious. And that was an enormously long kick. Mountfield had to head it behind, and they've got a corner from one end of the field to the other. Bruce on the far post, dangerous to leave him unmarked like that. Irwin belts it back in, and it comes to Konchelskis, and that was a good save by Spink.
That was good play by Manchester United. Konchelskis saw Bruce on the far post, a good header back. Villa were lucky to get away with that, and there's another corner coming up now.
But they better mark Bruce a bit more closely. They did. McGrath got it away. Irwin gives it away. Regis suddenly found himself all on his own as far as teammates were concerned. But Robson fouled him. Robson saying, well, he used the elbow on me first. 34, he's had a catalogue of injuries that would get him into emergency ward 10 as an extra, and yet he never shirks a thing, Brian Robson. Bruce gets it away. Villa get the throw. Penrice, we know, can gain some real distance on these long throws. Regis has come to the near post and wins the header. Away by Donaghy. Teal chipping it back in towards Mortimer. It breaks for Cowans. It's a sensible little ball by Cowans. And it deflected off Irwin, who knew very little about it, for a corner.
He knows about it now.
I think he got that in a painful part of the anatomy.
He did indeed. Fortunately for him, it's a warm evening.
So instructions from Ron Atkinson and his assistant Andy Gray. Villa have a corner midway through this so far goalless first half. Regis! How unlucky. Well, that turned one or two memories, didn't it? Cyril Regis climbing magnificently with that header. It's still in play. Mortimer. Staunton. Mortimer again. He's got round Irwin, and the deflection means a corner. Well, that certainly gave us a few memories of the Cyril of old, Jimmy.
Oh, it did. He climbed. He did everything right, Cyril. Climbed brilliantly, headed it down. Unfortunately, it was just the post that was in the way.
Another corner. Schmeichel coming and getting it clear, but only as far as Regis again. Shot blocks, and it comes back to York, who really ought to have done an awful lot better from that position. Well, Villa will look back on the intervention of a post, and really a poor miss here, I think, Jimmy.
I think a poor miss. You've got to put this down as a very good chance. Yes, I'm afraid Dwight York will be looking at that and thinking, I should have put Villa one up here. Keeper looks a bit dodgy on crosses, Mr. Schimmel. It'll be interesting to see if Villa suss this out and really go for him.
He's overhit that one. Teal's clearance. Cowans under pressure from Ince. Mortimer. Ince wins it back for United. Robson. Referee was in the way then. Donaghy. Ince. Good effort by Ince. And Spink denies Paul Ince, who hasn't got many goals in his time at Old Trafford. The former West Ham man, his goal-scoring record has been disappointing, but he was well on target then, and it took good goalkeeping to deny him.
Yeah, I thought Mal Donaghy was going to hit it, but he left it to Paul Ince, who teed it up well. Good shot, good save by our Nige.
United always look dangerous from corners, always. And Bruce went in with the brave header. Suddenly it breaks for Penrice and Villa. Dwight York now for Aston Villa. Penrice belting forward down the middle, and Regis far edge of the penalty area. York going alone for the moment, and very effectively, and finds Penrice. That was a nice little turn by Penrice. Schmeichel read it well. He's a real wholehearted player, Gary Penrice, and the crowd respond to him.
Very good run by Dwight York, actually. He held on to the ball. good control, looked up, saw Penrice there. Good control by Penrice, really. Just overrun. It was well read by the goalkeeper.
Shortly after the effort by Cyril Regis, Dwight York really ought to have scored. Here's Brian Robson for Manchester United to Ince. Konchelskis on the right. First time cross, which Teal got away. Irwin. Konchelskis again. That was deflected off Mortimer. It's a Manchester United corner. Ten minutes to half-time then, 0-0. Irwin with the corner. Well headed clear by McGrath, but only as far as Blackmore, who drives it back in right-footed, and Spink, lucky 6 foot plus Nigel Spink. Clayton Blackmore has scored some spectacular goals over the last couple of seasons, and Nigel Spink, being a big man, made it look easy. I'm sure it wasn't, that save. Another United corner then. Ince lets it run on to Irwin. Now Ince. That was a shame from Manchester United's point of view. It had looked promising.
Yes, it's a good corner here. Brian Robson goes in, just misses it, and we're all aware of what Clayton Blackmore can do. We've seen it last season several times, and that was a good effort, and Nigel spotted it well.
Good work from Parker, who settled very quickly and easily into the Manchester United defence. A quality player who will be a big asset to them, I'm sure.
Actually, he's having a very good game. He's covering, he's tidying up. He really is looking the part. He has settled in very well.
Staunton's clearance only reaches Robson, and now Donaghy. Hughes. Donaghy again, couldn't get it back to him, but the ball rebounds off Teal to Robson. And now Blackmore for Manchester United. Hughes down to Robson. Great play by Robson. It's a penalty. Teal looks away in disgust. Brian Robson applauds Mr. Cooper's decision. And with 8 minutes of the first half remaining, Manchester United are close to the first breakthrough. They have a penalty.
I don't think you can argue with this. This is a good ball played in, a lovely little chip by Blackmore, a great little move by Hughes. I think he went down, he was brought down. I actually believe it was a penalty.
Steve Bruce scored an amazing 19 goals from centre-half last season. 11 of them were from the penalty spot. And he started this season with another one. Manchester United have taken the lead.
Yes, it was a well-taken penalty. There was a lot of pressure on Steve Bruce here. And there was no arguments. He selected where he was going to put it, made up his mind and put it there. I think even if Spink had gone the right way, he wouldn't have saved it.
Manchester United, one of many clubs who begin this first division season with genuine hopes of the league championship. And I must say, it's looking as though it could be one of the most competitive seasons for a long time. Bruce up well, but it drops the clearance to Cowans. And Irwin's just got between himself and Paul Mortimer then. And that, in fact, is the end of the first half. A good first half. Aston Villa might have taken the lead when Cyril Regis hit the post with a header and Dwight York missed from close range. But it was Manchester United who went in front from the penalty spot after Brian Robson had been tripped. Steve Bruce scoring, and at half-time it's Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 1. So Manchester United get the second half underway here at Villa Park, leading by 1-0. The teams drew 1-1 here last season, and in fact they also drew 1-1 at Old Trafford, watched by over 47,000, the biggest Football League crowd of the entire season. Schmeichel tests his opposite number with another of those huge goal kicks, but Nigel Spink quite safely behind it. Aston Villa now attacking from right to left and looking perhaps for a little more width in this second half, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think that's what they've got to do. Dwight York's got to stay wide. He's got to play like Konchelskis does for Manchester United. Stay wide, go down the line, get the ball across, because I think that's when Manchester United are under pressure. Not going through the middle, because with Parker and Bruce there, they're pretty secure. But if they can get the ball across, I'm sure they can create something.
Parker playing it forward, but straight to Teal. Makes up for his error with another well-timed header, and now Hughes for Manchester United. Had to check and hold up because he had nobody to play it to, and then gives it away to York. Fortunately for him, Al Donaghy just got a foot in the way and wins it back again. Robson. Oh, that's another cracking ball by the skipper to Konchelskis, who whips it in first time. Oh, that would have been some goal if it had gone in from Brian McClare on the penalty spot. McClare himself applauds the cross. That was a great crossfield ball from Robson, and a first-time centre. That would have been some spectacular goal.
That was a truly great move. What a superb ball by Brian Robson. And then a great cross by Konchelskis. And see where Konchelskis was positioned, where the player could hit him, out wide on the touchline. He had margin of error there. He could have gone back 5 yards, forward 5 yards, but Brian Robson hit the perfect ball. That was a great Manchester United move.
Anfield was immediately under pressure then, and a little angry reaction because he felt that he was clipped by McClare when the ball was played away. And the referee, I think, agrees with him because he's reaching for his book.
Well, it's the second late one that Brian McClare's been involved with. He was involved with one in the first half with Steve Staunton, as you remember, when he was shooting. So it's probably a fair piece of judgment by the referee.
I think when you see that again, you have to agree. Mountfield with the free kick then. Richardson, Penrice beaten by Parker. Ince playing it forward. Teal underneath it. On it goes from McGrath. And McGrath determined to win it back once more. Aston Villa mounting a little bit of pressure here. But all they have at the moment is a throw. And they're a goal down. McGrath. York beaten to it. And Robson just couldn't dig it out from between his feet. Ron Atkinson and Andy Gray still taking out their own frustrations on the touchline. Clipped into Regis, took it well on the chest, Cyril Regis, and an intelligent layoff to Richardson. McGrath. Parker gets it clear, a real defensive wall from Manchester United. Schmeichel gets it clear, it goes through a whole pile of bodies from Staunton, and in the end, it's a goal kick.
Not sure about that goalkeeper so far. That was a bit of a risky venture on his behalf there. You're going to come out that far, you're going to have to get your fist to it and punch it away up further than he did.
Tremendous kick here. Brian McClare chasing it with Teal, and McClare went in very hard on Spink, unnecessarily so in my opinion then, but he's already been booked. I don't really think that was justified, that challenge from Brian McClare.
No, I think Brian McClare could find himself a very lucky man here. Or maybe he's not going to be so lucky.
Well, the referee's explaining where the height of the ball was and whether that made it fair enough to go for it. He's got away with a warning, having already been shown the yellow card a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I think the referee was a little bit lenient on Brian McClair, having booked him for 2 fouls, really. And he does go into Nigel Spink very high there. Clearly, it's Nigel's ball. It's never going to be Brian McClair's.
Staunton. Richardson. Dwight York with the back heeler. Richardson again. And it hit the defender, Clayton Blackmore.
I can't believe it. York was through. I can't believe that he played that ball square.
McGrath does likewise. Strange ball that was from Paul McGrath. United get it back most unexpectedly. Konchelskis tries to go around Staunton the old-fashioned way and has done so. They're queuing up on the far post for the cross here, and in the end McClair was just denied by a brave challenge from Mountfield. It was just enough to throw him off his stride.
Again, it's this man Konchelskis, isn't it? And I mean, Steve Staunton's one of the best players in the league, certainly one of the outstanding fullbacks, and he's having a torrid time here this evening. And Konchelskis does the right thing. He's bringing it in. He's looked up. He's seen, and actually that was another good move. Villa were lucky to get away with that, really.
York switch from the right to the left. Staunton takes over. He's done well here, Steve Staunton. Brilliant play by Staunton, and Schmeichel just denied him an equalising goal. The man who scored the winner at Sheffield Wednesday on Saturday, looking very dangerous again.
Well, the keeper was finally put to the test here, and this is a good shot by Steve Staunton. And for 6'6", is he? He gets down remarkably well and holds on to it. That's a good save.
The referee has had a long look at his watch a moment ago. Staunton gets it back, and Spink is going to have to deliver this very quickly downfield. Not quickly enough, I fear, for Aston Villa, whose first home game of the season and the first for their new manager, Ron Atkinson, has ended in a very frustrating and disappointing defeat against one of Ron's old clubs, Manchester United. Just that one goal from the penalty spot, a penalty earned by the magnificent captain Brian Robson 6 minutes before half-time, and duly converted with style by Steve Bruce, was enough to give Manchester United maximum points. And Villa's new-look team know that they've got Arsenal here on Saturday, and this long season has got a few twists and turns left yet.
Ron, what's your verdict on that?
I thought it was something we could have got a result out of. I thought second half we gave the ball away too cheaply. Didn't think we passed the ball enough with enough quality. But overall, I would say chance for chance, percentage of play. I thought we were as good as they were, except that you know, they had the advantage of a goal to sort of fall back on.
It was a penalty. Were there any doubts in your mind?
Not in mine. I thought it was a penalty. Fun enough, the players are all saying in the dressing room that Robbo fell over himself, but you know, that's players. I thought it was a penalty. As soon as he played it in, I thought we were loose. We didn't read the script too well when they played the ball in off Hughes' chest. I thought we should have been more alert. We weren't, and we got punished for it.
You did a massive changeover in the summer. Is your side going to take a long time to settle down, or do you think they settled down very quickly?
I've no idea. I mean, on the evidence of tonight, we didn't play with too much cohesion. We played with plenty of effort, sometimes misguided, but as I say, we didn't play with enough balance or with enough cohesion for the way I like my teams to play.
What about Manchester United? What do you think of them? A lot of people talking about them being championship contenders.
Yeah, well, I suppose that would be natural, and they'll be, you know, they've got away to a start. They've won 2 and they haven't conceded a goal, so you know, that will breed some confidence. On the night, I thought we gave them as good as they gave us, except that the penalty goal split it.
You know this area so well. What do you think of Ron Atkinson here at Aston Villa?
Well, from what I can recall of Ronnie, he's always liked Aston Villa, and so he's at a Midland club where he's always wanted to manage, and it's a big club, and I'm sure Ron will do well here.
Did you feel his presence here today? I mean, there was a full house. I know Manchester United are an attractive side, but it was a full house and it was bubbling a bit. Did you feel his presence here?
Yeah, I think he excites fans because of the way his teams play. I think he'll do that for Villa, but at the end of the 90 minutes I looked over, but he ignored me this time.
You think they'll have a reasonable season here?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Well, they've got a lot of good players. I mean, you've got people like Steve Staunton, Derek Mountfield, Kevin Richardson. They've all won championships before. I'm not sure whether they can win the championship this season because of so many new players thrown in together, you know, all at the same time. But you know, they're a strong side, and I'm sure Ron will improve them as the season goes on, and they'll do well.
Shiny eye on its way there for Mr. Robson by the look of it. Well, those are the views straight after the game from Villa Park. Back with us now in the Central Sports Special Studio are Gary and Jimmy Greaves.
Well, Jimmy, do you think he's bought well?
Well, on tonight's evidence, there's a question mark against a couple of the players, obviously. First and foremost, the pluses. I mean, Daly and Atkinson we can't talk about because he didn't play. I thought Steve Staunton played well tonight. He had to, with that Rusky up against him. He was a flying machine. But I thought Staunton was probably Villa's best player. Kevin Richardson I'm not so sure about, and the others, I think they need a bit of time. But as Ron says in the programme, signing good players does not guarantee a good team. A great deal has to go into moulding them together. And that's absolutely true. And I think what Ron said is right in the interview. There's a lot to do there at Aston Villa. There's no question about that. I think he knows that. There are problems.
You said you're doubtful about Richardson, and you said there were two doubts. Who's the other doubt? Which other player?
Well, I thought the lad Mortimer didn't really show a great deal to me tonight, but you know, players have off days. We all did. I mean, I had a bad time for 5 minutes once, and this does happen. And York, I felt, was coming in off the line a lot further than he needed to have done. I think had he stayed out, but I think when Arthur Daly gets back, you might see a different situation there.
Yes, they did miss Tony Daly,
yes,
of course.
Yes.
How much difference will he make when he gets back? He may be out for 2 weeks, by the way.
He may be, yes, that's true. I think Villa have got a way to go, obviously. I mean, Big Ron's just taken over. As they said, before they played the game at Sheffield Wednesday last Saturday, they'd only played in an actual match together for 5 minutes. So you're looking at a Manchester United team with an addition of Paul Parker, who seems to have slotted in absolutely superbly at the back. And if I'd have been Alex Ferguson, I'd have moved Helen Iwalter to have bought Dean Saunders, because I think they're short of a striker. And you might well be looking at the First Division Championship team anyway. They're off to a flyer. They're off to a good start. They were a better side tonight. They knew what they were doing with each other a lot more. The Villa players are learning about each other. I still think Ron might have to look into the marketplace to boost the squad, but I'm sure he's aware of that anyway.
Do you think it was a tragedy from Villa's point of view as a club that with such a full house, I mean 40,000 there, that they didn't get a better result?
Yes, it is a tragedy. The big man pulls them in. Villa are a great club. It's a wonderful ground. Everything's right about it. Ron Atkinson's the right man. Let's make no mistake about that. Deadly Doug was a bit peeved because we all went into Big Ron's room after the game where he had some superb nosh.
Yes.
And wonderful drinks. Champagne was flying. I didn't have any of that. And of course in comes poor old Deadly, wondering where everybody was. But there you go. I should think the block will be on that next time we go there. But I'm looking forward to seeing them again because I think they were up against one of the best in the division. And Villa will do well this season. They need a little bit of time, Gary.